Welcome back to Task Force Podcast, an airsoft podcast made by the airsofters for the airsofters.
What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode that is less laggy
Hopefully, yes.
of Task Force Podcast. That's my co-host, Nasty, who has somehow got me to drink Maker's Mark. Bad fucking decision.
Best decision.
And, of course, today we are joined by a very special guest, Childlock, who we ran with at Op Radio Silence.
He's awesome, by the way.
Yes, he is probably the most badass person I've met under 5 foot.
Facts.
He's probably over 5
well,
foot
now, but, then, yeah.
Yeah.
No, dude, it's exciting.
And he's been a long time, homie. Not before we met him at Grinmere, right? So you've been following us for quite a while, man. We appreciate that, and we've been following you for quite a while, and you appreciate that. I already know. You don't have to say. But how are you, man? Are you good?
I'm doing great.
That's awesome.
It's a lot of ops lately, a lot of airsoft up and down the East Coast. I think we're just starting to lay back just a little bit up until 2022, and then it'll pick right back up. So,
okay. So, how many ops off the top of your head have you played so far this year?
Oh, this year? That helps me out a little bit.
Fuck. God damn.
Probably 8.
Okay, out of those 8, best of those 8.
The most recent Grimner Tactical event, it'd be this past September in West Virginia.
That's awesome. So what about that event was so awesome?
Right.
Other than the fact that we got pouring rain, all day Saturday.
I love it.
The AO, just amazing. The storyline too. They really I don't know what they do.
So if you guys aren't aware, of course, we had Grimnir Tactical on some time back.
Over a year ago.
Yeah. I mean, now for sure. As of October, right? So,
yes.
They actually came on. They talked a little bit about their storyline and what they were going to be doing for Op Radio Silence. We actually attended. We drove out to PA. We attended the event. That's where we met up with Childlock. We actually also hooked up with Baxter, who was out there. Lots of people actually. Made lots of homie friends out there too. But the thing that blew us away the most when we were talking to them was the storyline.
Yes.
It made you excited to go play in one of their events before they even had put one on.
Right.
And then we went to Radio Silence and did not disappoint.
Farthest friend. So I could only imagine what chapter 2 of Radio Silence was like.
Well, chapter 2, they had, that was Captivus.
Right.
So they had Captivus.
And
there was kind of some mixed things with that. You know, they're trying to step outside of what they were doing, trying some things different, which you're going to have some little missteps and figure things out. But from everything I've heard, yes, Brimstone, the 3rd installment of the Soul Wars series,
was just top notch.
Yeah, everything.
And you can agree with that, right?
That the second episode, there were some things that threw some stuff off. Uniforms.
Right.
There were 4 factions. 3 of the 4 looked alike.
Right.
And especially for us, IGC, where we were in multicam, we were in those actual camos, and we were working closely with one of the other 3 factions. It was hard to be able to tell who was actually that faction and who was enemy.
Right.
And they weren't able to tell who was friendly and who wasn't friendly because there were 3 factions that were dressed the same.
Right.
So
yeah.
They did that. They sat us all down right after the event, and they took in a whole bunch of information, what people didn't like, what people liked, and then they really just completely overhauled their gameplay. And episode 3 was perfect.
Yeah, see, so when you have a company who takes they want straight truth, honest feedback, that is how, like, if I get that after an event that wasn't good, right? I'm not
or
that
was
guy.
good, but could have been
like,
better.
You know, yeah.
Right.
Well, same thing. You know what I mean? Like, really, if it comes to that point, you're like, fuck, dude, this was a cluster. And that's how you feel about it, right? And so a lot of times you walk away from that and maybe you will reattend, but maybe it's events later, like down the line, right? Because you're like, oh, they'll figure it out with time. But when a company turns around and starts asking you questions immediately following, like, hey, look, we were there, we saw, we know, so let's get some feedback going right now. That would have prompted me to even be like, you know what?
Let's see if they take our advice.
We hit the second one.
Right.
We hit the next one and we see what's coming up. We see if they changed it, and that will be the answer to how this will go. So,
you already said it, but 3 was everything everybody was looking for from 2.
Yes. They changed regulations for uniforms. They the self-medicing system is no longer a thing. Yes, if you get shot one time, you can still like crawl, you can still talk and stuff like that. But you can't medic yourself, which was something they really had a problem with in episode 2.
Right.
Yeah. Especially like you'd shoot somebody and then you would like walk past them to go pursue somebody else, and then the person that you just shot would get up and shoot you in the back. So they really changed that. They had these new medic sticks too that were made by the One Legion guys. And they did really good. We actually liked those. And then they gave us our own tourniquets and just a whole bunch of other stuff to make sure that the gameplay actually went good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, wow, that's really freaking cool. So I'm glad to hear that those guys are continuing to keep their game going. Hell yeah, dude.
I have to actually send this back to them because I accidentally stole it. But
damn.
Just call themselves out.
But they sent this out. They gave everybody one of these, which was good. And then they actually, to help get them back, they gave you extra tickets at the end of the event for the raffle if you gave it back. So I have to send this back because I accidentally put it in my rucksack, and my rucksack was back at my FOB at the end of the event. So I didn't have it with me.
Wow.
Well, shout out to Grimnir Events. Look them up on Grimnir Tactical on Instagram.
Yes.
And stay up with them.
Yes. If you're on the East Coast and you're looking for a milsim,
that's
because I know how you East Coast boys are, right? Like you're like, I'll travel 4 states because for you it's like 4 hours.
Right.
So like so I would say, like, if you're on the East Coast and you're wanting to attend a milsim, Grimnir Tactical is one that I probably would not be sleeping on.
No,
they're putting on quality events.
What's up, everybody?
They're only getting into more and more cool AOs,
right?
And yes, they're only getting better.
You can go see Childlock,
right?
Who is
and
just
you can see Childlock,
a god himself.
Yes.
Do you see the patch wall behind him? Literally his whole bedroom wall.
Yes.
Have you fixed that one M16 SR25 situation? Or is that still a broke gun? Oh, okay. It is fixed then, huh?
It's fixed, and it sucks.
Wow.
Shout out.
What was wrong with it?
So at the first Grimnir event, I sent her a little too hard, and I don't know. I just replaced the whole gearbox. I didn't even check.
Nice.
Fair.
Did
you HPA it?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Is that something you're against?
So I'm not against HPA. I just don't like lines.
Right. What about a Kythera with a built-in run off the CO2?
Here's something that not a lot of people know. I just recently signed a sponsorship contract with Amped Airsoft.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I drove up to Pittsburgh. Is it Pittsburgh? Yeah, Pittsburgh. That sounds about right. Pittsburgh, signed the contract, dropped my M110 off, which at the last time I was on a live stream with y'all, people were liking it. So dropped it off. It is getting a Kythera full amped custom build. But unfortunately they cannot fit the air tank in the stock if I want to keep the M110 stock, which is not an M110 without the M110 stock.
Right.
I'm just going to run the line whenever I use it.
But is it going to be more of a DMR?
Yes, it is
Wow.
100% going to be DMR. They're going to take full auto out of it, which it's a Kythera,
Right.
so it's mechanical. You can't use full auto anyway.
Right.
So
So
you
you're
barrel.
just reaching out and touching souls.
Right. So
You don't need to run and
that's
gun.
what Nasty and I
Yes.
were actually just having this conversation
Yes.
before the episode was like, if I was going to be somebody who's going to run like an HPA for a Milsim event, not indoor, right? Because there's too many like twigs, sticks, brush that can catch on.
Trees.
Yes. I would want it built in if I was going to be running and gunning with it. But if I had like a DMR setup, like I'm going to hang back. I'm not going to be freaking trying to sprint to the front of the line. I mean, realistically, look at me. I'm not trying to sprint anywhere.
Nah, but to the breadsticks.
Right.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Dude. Actually, were those breadsticks there? Because damn it.
No,
Okay. I was like, bro, I am not below eating breadsticks on a line.
I
if
know
give
this.
no
I
fucks.
believe this.
But
I've started to realize that the more I play Airsoft, the less, like at the very beginning of the game, like I run a 10 mile,
Mhm.
which is decent.
yeah, that's pretty good.
Fatty.
10 mile. I don't even run up to the front
It's
of the line
fine.
anymore.
Yeah,
It's-
no, at this point, you have 500 players,
Right.
390 of them are frontline players.
Right.
I ain't going there, dog.
Run up and they get to a building and then they're just gonna get wiped out. So like,
Right.
there's no
Exactly.
Right. They're the bum rushers, man.
Yep. We already got the hammy that runs, so
That's right.
point.
Like,
Also, especially with the shenanigans I pulled with at the first event,
yeah.
first group event, and taking, was it 13 of them captive?
Yes.
yeah, dude.
Could you imagine being captured by a kid? How
and that's
did
that's they put one guy on me. They stuck me in a room with one guy.
Oh, but you were terrifying
my
though.
God.
But see the energy you bring when you show up to an event though, you're like, fuck with me, your whole family dead.
Skyoff says, "Just leave me to the running, and don't worry, boy."
That's what I said. We
used
have
you
the
for
home-
everything.
Yeah, we did.
Local
But-
play. Skyoff was here, and I let him run up there. I was like, "Yo, run up there." He runs up there and gets killed. He comes back and he's like, "Yo, there's 3 of them out there."
Like if you're playing local, you have those speed softers that are built for that.
Right.
Right.
You send them up, they weaken that side, and then you can just go up and finish the rest of them off. Like,
Right.
I can say yes, there is a time and place for running up, but
Right.
But
I just don't like doing it.
would you ever travel and play Speedsoft? And leave the Milsim scene for just one event or just one time or just maybe you are afraid you will like that more.
So this summer I moved up to Buffalo, New York. And I went to Buffalo Battlegrounds, which is up by Niagara Falls.
That's sick.
I played indoor, and it's a very, very, very small indoor arena full with speed softers only. I was the only Milsim guy there. I could maybe.
Dude.
Maybe.
So okay. So Child Lock, just so everybody's on the same page here. Child Lock is pretty much 100% Milsim dude. Doesn't really play local play a whole lot. Plays pretty much primarily Milsims through and through. Really enjoys kit, that side of it. So like, I mean, like everything a Milsimmer, like a hard Milsimmer is, right? So as a Milsimmer, right? Because we figured this out when we went to Rhode Island here recently. There's so many things that the speed softers are doing that are actually effective at close quarter combat.
Yeah.
That I feel like a lot of Milsimmers, if they went and were open-minded about it, could actually watch, learn, and then apply and be even better when it came to CQB stuff.
So I'm buddies with a few speed softers.
Right.
So and I have played speed softs a few times.
Right.
And I used to live in Florida. We went up to Battalion, which is a big speed soft area. Again, Buffalo Battlegrounds. They're very much quantity of BBs downrange, and you win.
Yes.
Whoever, 90% of the time in speed soft, if you can shoot faster, you're gonna win.
What's super funny about that actually is that's actually a Navy SEAL approach too.
Yeah.
Volume of fire will make anybody shit their pants on the other end.
Yes. So yes, there are a few things that if we took them, into like our, like if we used them at events, they're very much could help us out.
Right.
And I'm not, we have used that like pre-firing. If we're at certain events and we're indoor and we're really just trying to get out of the air, we will pre-fire corners no matter what, even if
Right.
there's somebody, even if there's a friendly around the corner.
Right.
Like if we're really trying to get out of there, like we'll pre-fire corners, like volume of BBs, like
Right. Well, and a lot of it, so like it's the dumb things, right, that I see that milsimmers do that speed softers don't do. And yes, Gunfather brings up a good point. There is a fine line between effective and reckless. And
Yes.
so like my thought process is like if you watch a speed softer actually play and you watch a milsimmer play, and let's pick like corner peeking, right? Milsimmer does the same thing all the fucking time. They get to the corner and they check it. And they check it, and they check it, and generally will hold it with half their body. If you watch a speed softer, they'll check it so quick, and then they'll squat, and they'll check it, and then they'll go mid-level, and they'll check it, and now they're going to move.
I don't
But every
even
time
think
they change
free.
levels.
No, they're just like, oh, he's there, run. And
Yeah,
just
well, some of
fucking,
them, some of
like,
them.
What?
Some of them do for sure, but like I noticed when there was guys who were waiting for their guys to catch up, they would check it just to keep an eye on it. But one, they would peek fast, not do this whole like lean out and
Like sit there and stare for 7
like,
minutes and
like
then
hit him with the Kevin Hart where the
yeah, you're fucking dumb.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
But that's something like milsimmers could fucking apply. Change your
Yes.
levels, man. It's so effective because if you do peek and there is somebody, if I'm on the other side, I'm gonna aim where I saw you last because I just think you're dumb as shit.
Yes,
and you're
because
gonna
that's
do it.
Milsim tactic.
Right.
That's a Milsim thing. I know you're gonna peek the same spot.
The few times that I have played indoor, and playing with other speed softers and stuff like that, that is something that I have picked up and that
Correct,
it's helped
Machine.
so much. Is we'll go high and peak, somebody's there, I'm gonna go low,
Right.
and I'm gonna change up where I'm shooting from because if it's inconsistent, they're not gonna know a 100%
Right.
where it's at.
Facts.
And if that percentage of them shooting me goes down, I'm gonna do it.
Right.
So there's certain things. Yes, I 100% will agree with you. Yes, there are some things that I will use,
Right.
or that we should use.
Right. And
Speed
same,
soft.
it applies same way for speed soft. Like once they get to the open areas, there's a lot more of the milsim tactics that they could actually apply rather than just straight bum rushing it. And half the time, like, yeah, maybe you get one or two, but exactly like you said, you get a limbed and then you get another two guys who bum rush it. And then that's how they end up taking it versus those three would have worked like tactically together and slowed it down for a second. It may have gone a little bit
Right.
better.
Yeah.
Fishy. Shout out.
Dude also attends all of the Grimnir events.
Every single one.
So, but no, man, I'm excited to hear that. 8 though that's a fucking lot. Like if
Shout out Child Locks, father and family.
yeah, dude, your dad is like the OG dad of like
That man.
If you guys don't know Childlock's dad, at Brimstone or not Brimstone, at Radio Silence, Childlock's dad slept in the fucking car all weekend.
And he's like,
Yep.
I'm having the greatest time.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah,
like, you know
dude.
what, man? I need your autograph.
He popped the back of the truck and sat there and then watched us get shot at like the entire last day because we were getting obliterated.
Right.
And he just sat there and he cooked hot dogs. I don't know if y'all had a chance to get hot dogs.
I don't think we did. Unfortunately, I'm sad. I could have had hot dogs.
Right.
Well, no, that's
Right.
the thing. When he goes, like he'll go to events or something, he always cooks. So like it got to the point where like the teams and stuff like that would be like, "Yo, is your dad coming?" Like, yeah. He's like, "All right, like if I bring him food, can he make it?" And so like it got to the point where he would just my dad got a like he brings his tailgate smoker, his tailgate griller, and he just sets up camp and just cooks.
That's
This
sick,
motherfucker
man.
is Milsim Emerald Lagasse.
No,
Just-
literally.
Just out there, just bam.
yeah. Hot just fucking food.
Just hitting it with the spice.
But Eveready's correct though, you know.
There's better than getting off the field, especially at a 40-hour like that,
No
and where there was
shit.
we were sleeping in shipping containers.
Right.
Full of
Getting
pain.
off the field and having something warm.
Yes.
You
No,
know,
I
Even
agree.
if but
I don't
like
even give a
warm,
shit if it's good. If it's hot,
exactly,
I'm gonna
if
eat
it's
it.
Right.
if it's warm, like I'm fine.
Matter
Right.
of fact,
So,
here's my MRE. Cook it. Like, open it up, dump it in a pan, cook it. It's gonna be hot. It's gonna taste like asshole, but I'm gonna eat it.
It tastes more than asshole. But yes,
Yeah.
I agree with you. Ever Ready
Right.
is right. As a hardcore milsim guy, playing with and against speed softers is great. They keep me working hard and keeping up with them, even with the extra weight.
Right.
I agree. Like, they do help kind of push the level of
That don't be scared and hold back all the time. Like,
Right.
let's push this. Let's push
they,
this
they
objective.
push the envelope. They
Right.
definitely make the game harder when you're going against
Right.
them. I would give that to them. Like, it worked in Vietnam, right?
Not much worked in Vietnam, if we can recall some facts. So we're gonna push that
Not very
comment
much.
aside.
Not for the U.S. And that's not who I was referring
Oh,
to.
okay. I was gonna say.
Just bum rushing, man. It just works. Like,
Right.
If you get if
Flamethrowers.
you have enough people bum rushing, it will work.
Eventually, China.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Korea
Okay.
maybe was
Korea.
a better example.
Whatever. It's coming. So.
I mean,
Okay.
Hey.
Anyway, so what's your next event come 2022? What's your first? I'm going.
well, I bet
to
he's
go.
gonna slip in another 2021.
Oh, probably. Okay. So what's your next event?
There are, I'm not gonna lie to you, there are 2 events that are on my radar right now that I'm probably going to try and go to.
Let's see.
That's your games, which actually might be the next weekend after this. Think either this weekend or the next weekend is Reindeer Games in Fort Hood, Texas.
I think it's this weekend. It's the same weekend as Conquest of Avalon, which, of course, if you guys are attending, we will be there.
So yes, there's that event, and then there is in December there will be a Milsim West event in Perry, Georgia, at the Guardian Center. So, and then that'll probably be my last event.
I still want to go to a Milsim West event. I know it would kick my fucking ass, but there's
That's-
just something about blank fire and
That's
all
a.
the craziness that just seems like it'd be so much
Isn't
fun.
that the event? Oh, one of the many events, but this Milsom West, isn't that one of those hardcore? You sleep where you can.
Yeah.
You go.
You
never
literally
stop.
have to ruck your shit in,
Yeah.
and they supply your BBs, so you have limited BBs.
So like it's
No, it'll get to the point where, like, if you just so happen to run into a few trucks driving down the road and you want to just attack them, and you just so happen to find BBs, like, you're just like, oh, cool, extra BBs, but people don't realize that you're cutting off supply. Like, that's a supply line of getting to the opposite team.
Yes.
So, like, if you do that, like, you can there's
literally
chan-
effectively fuck them,
Yes,
but gain for
exactly.
yourself.
So it's not just like other events where they're just like, oh, hey, there's an objective right here. Like, if you take it, then you just get extra points. Like, MSW is like, if you just so happen to run over enemy team, and you can take their ammo.
So being a saw gunner, I'm gonna try to collect ammo, right? And if I die, they come get that ammo. I'm fucked until I get resupply, if resupply comes,
C. I think the only ammo they can't take is the ammo inside of your gun, like
or
your
mags. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like, if your supply, you can take that. You can search people. Like, if there's certain things that you can do that you just can't do at other events.
So, out of your experience with Milsom West events, do you wish every event is like that, or are you happy just the one event is that way?
Yeah, no, I max of one MSW event a year, probably.
Really?
They're rough, and it's not. Some of them there's a lot of downtime, but like that, there's been NATO events where you're just digging trenches, and you don't sleep because the other team just decides to just hammer you,
Right.
and like. It's leadership is all real military leadership. Like, they're rangers. Like, you've got people who are actually have been in the military and know what they're doing. Unlike some events where you go and it's just somebody that they picked because they're big in the airsoft community.
Oh, okay.
This is what
It's
taking a shot
real-
of whiskey actually looks like.
Pussy.
so, like, it's real,
Okay.
like, and stuff like that.
So-
like, it point where 2 a.m. you're not sleeping because you're getting shot at for 2 hours straight.
And it's not just grenades and BBs hitting the wall of
you
the
have
container. It's fucking dudes with blank fire AKs just.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'll be walking through the woods at a normal event, and I start getting shot at. I'm like, oh, I'm getting shot at. Like, I'm just gonna walk to the nearest tree or something.
Mm-hmm.
MLW events, like you're walking through the woods, it's pitch black, you can't see because you don't have nods because you're not bougie, and you start getting shot at, but it's blanks. Your heart rate automatically goes up and spikes, and you start freaking out a little bit.
Yeah, it's like your brain's like, holy fuck, I'm getting shot at. Like, not just zap zap, but bang bang changes the whole fucking dynamic. Shout out Everready going to MSW. So Childlock, do you know what team you're running with?
I'm pretty sure Everready, if I remember right, is Shatton. I'm pretty sure.
Can we clarify in chat, please, Everready?
Yeah.
What are you? Who are you?
I'm pretty sure it's Shatton.
I thought Shatton was...
I think Shatton literally changed his name because he kept calling him Shitten.
Oh, he's still shitting, but... But, okay, so one a year. So we're going to have to remember that. Being fat boys. Constantly on the go, go, go. My bad knees. Me being bigger. You just fat, right?
Right.
Okay, so I feel bad.
Yeah, like physically, like I have no bad knees. I'll go longer than nasty, but my fatness will let me know.
So we have a trade-off.
That I'm not made for this.
That's good.
Well, I'm pretty in shape, and I limit I've limited myself. Like they're rough on you. I'm not gonna lie, this was rough on you too. Especially the terrain. I'm not sure about this event in Georgia because it is the Guardian Center, so it's going to be like it's a city.
Oh shit!
So I don't know how rough this one's going to be. The Guardian Center is like 15 city blocks, subway tunnels.
That sounds sauce.
Dude, the Guardian Center looks like it is one that we need to go to.
So if Big Daddy Childlock would come pick me up and drive me all the way out
Drive
there.
way the fuck out of the way and come to Kansas and pick me up.
Dude, I've already told y'all, whatever event that y'all want to come to, fly into West Virginia, and we will all drive to the event.
I need to make it happen.
So I'm going to email you my saw and gear, and I'm going to fly out there.
I want to know how many gigs do you think that is?
A lot. So, but no, that would be sick. I would love to run with Childlock.
Like
and
5.56 gigs.
At least 2 terabytes. And I want to run with you again, man. It's been a while. Hopefully we should catch the next Grimnir event. We really should.
Yes, I agree. I would like to make it out there.
The next Grimnir event will be in 2022.
Right.
Now that gives them time. They're done for the center. They'll be done for a while, I'm pretty sure. But the good thing is the Panthera training facility, which is here in West Virginia, actually likes Grimnir.
Right.
So we will be staying. There will be more events there, especially since IGC whooped some tail. We actually still have that facility. It's not like the first event where we got kicked out of Forge 11.
Right.
We took the town, and we still have the town. So that means that we will be returning. So there will be another Grimnir event. Which is actually going to be hard because MSW is no longer welcome at the Panthera training facility because of their last event a few months ago.
It was too wild, wasn't it?
There was stuff that happened. Somebody fell out of the back of a truck and cracked their head and had to get airlifted out and had brain surgery and stuff like that.
I did hear about this. It was like the guy's first Milsim event too.
No, come on, man.
Yeah.
And like, I've worked up to go to Milsim West events. Like, I went to probably 5, 6, 7 events before I even went to the first Grimnir event. And they gave me they gave me special treatment. They let me leave the field that second night, and then come back that next morning. So like, I've worked myself up to 40 hours. I've worked myself to the point where I don't leave the field anymore. And somebody's first event going to an MSW event, I just can't understand how people just.
Well, it sounded like it was a bit of a freak thing too. Like,
oh no, it was.
Unfortunately, that that kind of sucks. Like, but I mean, you get these weird freak occurrences no matter what, no matter where, like, right? Because like, what American Milsim dude took like a chalk round to the face and it fucked his shit up.
Yep.
Like,
dude, I've taken chalk rounds, I've taken stuff like that. It hurts.
right. Well, like this guy had to get fucking surgery on his face.
Yeah.
Fucking taking a chalk round to the face.
But from what I
God
understand,
damn.
that was only within like 30 foot.
I don't know
If I was correct.
He was in the vehicle, so it came through the window.
Yeah, came through the window and smacked him in the
Caught him
fucking
in the-
right
yes.
here. Yeah.
Weird occurrences, like
But you know what?
literally
That's
one
what
in a million.
That's what happens. I want to say that's what happens, but that's what you can expect when you go to a genuine, like he said, ran by the military, basically. Could we just agree?
Yes.
All these motherfuckers are the military, so that's how it's going to be ran.
Right.
They're going to run you like you're a normal soldier, Marine, whatever you want to call yourself. They're going to run you in.
All that.
Right. They're going to run your dick into the fucking dirt. And what happens. If you got to get airlifted out, it's a normal day.
Right.
So
Well, I was at that event, but I heard from the boss, like the person who runs the Panthera, because it was the very end of the event, and I was catching a ride out of the AO with admin's wives, and I had the trunk open, my feet were hanging out like normal, like we're hanging out of helicopters and stuff like that. It's normal. We're just hanging out the back of a
Right,
truck, like
right.
it's nothing. And he's just like, "Hey, buddy, like." If you're going to be in the back needs to be closed and you need to be all the way in. And somebody asked why. And he was just like, well, the last MSW event that happened, somebody fell out and cracked their head open and they explained it to him.
Right.
So like, I don't know exactly what happened other than the fact that they got hurt and they got airlifted out.
Right.
Cause I wasn't there,
Yep.
but they take stuff seriously.
good.
No, it is
Because they
good.
still know you're just a normal dude who's going to go home after this is all done.
Right.
Right? We're not in fucking Afghanistan
Right.
or
It is.
wherever.
It is one of those things where, like I said, a freak occurrence and like, man,
I'm
I don't-
sorry, but
like
your
not
first
having somebody
event,
back,
though?
not having somebody back because of it is like, but at the same
Well,
time, like
I
hope
really do think that there were other things to that.
Me
I don't
too.
think it was
there
that
has
one
to be.
thing.
There has
Because
to
I've
be.
been-
That's just like the
like-
main driving force of it.
Yes, I've been told the MSW is really rough on the AOs that they go to. Because first of all, they are run by people who have been in the military.
Right.
So like they don't care. They don't
they don't
care.
give a fuck.
Yeah. So I definitely think that there were other things with that. But I do know that one guy got hurt.
Right.
So, and the weird thing is those guys are super chill. The owner flew in for the event, was on the field while we were playing, offered to blow stuff up. And that's the thing. The first night, we dropped at about 9:30, 9:45 p.m. My squad and the other squad that was in our company hiked probably 5 miles. We took a town, like a little farmhouse, which let me tell you, that is the fastest I think I've ever seen people take a house. If you have been to an event with like a house or something like that, and you've got that many people in that house just holding it, it takes you at least an hour
Right.
to get into that house and fully clear everything out.
Right.
We had that house down in probably 6 minutes, 7 minutes.
Holy fuck.
The door came off the hinges is all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, dude. Kick that
took the door
motherfucker in.
and we threw the door into the front yard, like to get it out of our way. Like it was laying across the threshold on top of the stairs, and we needed to get there, so we just threw the door out of the way.
Was it demoed open? Or did we
I don't know
kick it
exactly
open?
what happened, because I wasn't the person who opened the door.
Okay.
I have the entire thing on video though.
Is it posted somewhere?
No, not that
Okay.
I know of, but I can send
Okay.
it to you guys.
Yes, please.
No, you hear people yell, "Get the door out of the way, get that thing out of the way," and then people just pick it up and throw it over their heads.
yes,
and-
dude. Yes.
So like, we really whooped some butt. After that, we hiked up a mountain, cleared stuff out, and the Grimner guys there's this just giant tree they had an explosive thing set
Right.
to where they called it an airstrike, and it was supposed to blow up like a 50, 60-foot like cloud of fire. But then it didn't end up going off.
Oh,
So
man.
I guess what happened was
What a disappointment.
no, and the owner was a part of that. Like, and it was the owner's thing. The owner was like, "Yeah, like if you want to blow something up, let me know." And they were just like, "Shoot, like
Let's blow this tree up." Yeah, fuck nature, dude.
And they put gas into like a trash bag basically.
Oh, okay.
And it took us longer because it was pitch black. It was like 3 a.m. We're in the woods. We had to climb up a mountain.
What up, Kevin Rodriguez?
We're like, we didn't get there in time, basically.
Right.
Like we took wrong. It was really hard getting there. And
I gotta say this really quick. Kevin Rodriguez is in the chat.
Oh,
Shout out the dude. Just got out of basic and is officially a United States Marine.
Yes.
So,
Shout out, Kevin.
Congrats, bro.
Yes.
Congrats. Mad fucking awesome, bro.
Oh,
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
are you gonna be a bitch?
I have enough to be considered a shot.
Anyway, continue. I'm sorry. I'm interested. Shut the fuck up. Congratulations. Go ahead.
I guess the owner hadn't blown anything up lately, so the gas leaked out of the bag, and when they set the charge off, it didn't blow up. So there was a big boom, but it didn't get the gas.
Oh.
So, and
So,
the funny thing,
nice explosion, no fireball.
Exactly.
yes, big boom, no flame. And the boss, like the guy who runs the facility, at the very end of the event, when we told him, he was just like, "Oh, that's a rookie mistake. You just put one bag into another bag so that when it leaks into the second bag."
Oh,
Right.
right. You know.
Actually, overall, that whole scenario there's a rookie mistake because if you watch films, they actually use milk jugs
Right.
because it won't just leak, and when an explosion happens, it'll split open and still allow you to get your fireball.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. I haven't made a pipe bomb. You know, it's just like, right.
Don't
Don't call me
ATF.
if you need help. Right. Okay, so you've been to all these events. I want to ask, what's the scariest moment you've been involved in at any event you've been to? What's like that? Holy fuck! This is real life.
Yeah. Like most memorable, most immersive.
Yes, like holy shit.
The most immersive I've been, shoot, I don't know. Right before the West Virginia, the last Grimner event, I was at the Guardian Center.
It was literally here when you were there, Sky Off. You sat in front of the sticker.
This was
Jesus, get with the times.
Go ahead.
It's either between the Guardian Center. They had their Humvee set up with a propane 50 cal. So it was shooting, it just wasn't shooting blanks.
Right.
But it was still shooting.
Getting that
So
nice
they had
fireball.
with a Huey, just making rounds. Unfortunately, I did not spend the $280 or something to buy a helicopter ticket at that event. But the Huey was still making rounds. So in the middle of a city, getting shot at, we have the Huey going around, we have the Humvee shooting blanks. Like that was pretty immersive.
That must have been fucking nuts.
Oh no, that was great. I ended up leaving that event with smoke inhalation after passing out in one of the roads.
PTSD.
That event, it got me. And then there was the event here in West Virginia by Grimner. It pouring rain. They sent me on a recce mission. I'm just sitting up on top of a hill, just watching a town, making sure that nothing bad's happening in the pouring rain. Radio chatter going off. I mean, that was pretty immersive too. Because like if you're going to a regular event or something like that, like if it starts raining, people are leaving.
Right.
Yeah.
Bitches cry about the rain. Real milsim dudes are like, bro, this is what it is. This is the suck. This is you can't just get up and walk away in real life. You can't be like,
no.
It's raining, my boots are wet.
If I wanted to get up and walk away, like back to where the cars were parked or something, it was easily a 5-mile hike. So,
Right.
like,
You had no choice.
I was in the middle of nowhere. I wasn't worried about me. I wasn't worried about my health or anything. I was worried about my gun.
Yeah.
Right.
And then my radios. Those
Fair.
are that.
The radios I wouldn't be so worried about because like they should be good. Should be good. Well, I mean, most radios are built to a water
yeah, but not when they're
tight.
right here on your chest and it's fucking.
Is that a real PRC?
So, anyway.
What a nerd. He just clapped on us like that. Not even flexed. He clapped on us like that.
I just have 2. That's it.
Oh,
You just have
2.
You just have 2 PRCs.
Yeah,
I'm turning him off.
It's good. See you, child lock. Have a good night.
yeah, you guys do. But and it's the fact that like, oh, they're like, they should be fine. Is the fact that I just spent the money that I did on 2 radios and didn't check to see if they were waterproof or not.
Right.
But in my head, I was like, I think they were waterproof. But
Yeah.
So like, I was still sitting there hunched over my radios, making sure that they didn't get run into.
Right. Like I would be tucking my gun in my poncho for sure. Like.
Oh, no. This is what really got us. We checked the weather. I checked the weather like 2 weeks out. I checked the weather like a week out. I checked the weather the day I was leaving to make sure, do I need to pack any rain gear? Do I need to pack any cold gear? Anything like that. It was supposed to be the perfect weekend. No rain, sunshine the entire event, lows of 60, highs of 80.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be the perfect event.
Hey, man.
We get the first night, perfect. And then it starts pouring rain.
See, I'm just gonna say this: proper planning prevents piss poor performance, and proper planning designates that you always hope for the best but prepare for the worst.
Right.
Meaning, your poncho will make it into your bag at every event now.
Oh, definitely. I packed for cold gear. Like I packed jackets and stuff like that. We didn't think it was going to rain. It wasn't supposed to rain.
Right.
The weather was clear. And then it poured rain.
Weatherman's always a fucking liar.
That next night, after we were all cold and freezing, it reached 37 degrees with winds. So
fuck that.
So comfy.
Yeah.
We were cold.
No.
Yeah, dude. Comfy.
So it was at the point where I was in it was a negative 13 degree sleeping bag, and I was still cold.
Guaranteed.
So,
it's the
'cause you
wind.
guys
The
need
wind
fat.
penetrates anything,
You
my
need
friend.
some fat.
No, not
in your
everybody
life.
needs fat in their life. They just need to be warm.
Hey, man, there's nothing wrong with being stocky.
I'm stocky.
I'm not.
You are
stocky.
the shelf I get stocked
I
on.
am
Okay,
literally.
like you are the shelf I get put on. Stock. Okay.
Well, no, and we're fine, but when you're like 120 pounds of
Right.
nothing but
He's a
nothing but-
fucking paperclip.
When you are
When it's cold
Shatton's
outside.
left leg.
Yes, when you are Shatton's like ball cap. Okay,
Well, no, exactly
like
like y'all, the first time that y'all saw me, I was what, like 4 foot tall?
oh, dude, yeah,
Yeah.
you were like waist height to me. Yes.
He's pretty short. But honestly, if we're going to talk about that, like honestly, like out of everybody I have met for the age that you are, you're the most well-rounded dude.
You are a young
Like-
man, not
like-
just young boy
right.
or young kid.
Like-
You're a man at a
like-
young age.
Reminds
Well,
me
and-
of myself when I was younger. Like
Oh,
I'm taking this
no.
shit serious.
No, you're degrading.
No, like
him.
seriously, like
stop.
when we were younger, we took that shit serious, and it's
Oh.
like it was hard to find people who wanted to take it serious.
Yes, okay.
and
That
that's
makes
when we were
sense.
like
Okay.
14, 15.
Yes,
you know what I mean.
Okay.
But so like to me, it was like he was like that,
Seeing
but he was
him
out here doing it
At
though.
the age he was when we met him, out here making it fucking happen.
Right.
Reminded of you of us.
Yes.
Then.
Yes.
Okay.
Except
that makes sense.
Except I mean, he has the ability to be at every fucking
Right.
event, right? So like
Shout
he's,
out Dad.
he's actually making it fucking
Right.
happen.
So for a lot of people, they should. Do you make YouTube videos? Or do you even give a fuck?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
you need
covered
to.
that.
You need to talk about gear. You need to talk about tactics. You need to talk about
What if he just don't
Fun.
give a fuck?
We could have,
because he's a Gucci gear guy, dude.
I understand that, but he don't
if
care.
I really wanted
People
to,
like
I
the
can,
drippy drip,
I can make five videos on plate carriers alone.
right?
If I did one video per plate carrier.
Right.
So,
Hey, so
and
that
that's-
used stuff you have, do you have like a used pile? Do you have like an Etsy that you can throw that shit up on? And for like $8, you can have my used cry.
For $8.
He said for $8.
$8, I wish. I've gotten into gear selling a lot, actually. So that's I'm not gonna lie, that's how I have most of the gear I have. Is
Fair.
I've just gotten gear. I've gotten good with like just getting something for super cheap and knowing what it's actually worth.
Right.
You're like cool guy surplus.
Yeah.
If I get it for a good enough price, I might as well just keep it.
Sure.
But I know that I can sell it for this much.
Facts.
Right.
Facts.
Like this multicam black Cry JPC, they're not sold to the public. You have to get them from somebody who's just has plugs, or you get it from tactical distributors or something like that.
Right.
You can't get it directly from Cry. They're going for anywhere from $450, $500 sometimes if you get the front flap and stuff with it. I keep that. It's been here. It doesn't leave my gear room. But like some of this stuff will never get sold. Like this, I have a Cry in JPC, in AOR1. This does not get sold. So, special guest.
Yeah. Is it Dad?
It is Dad.
Yo,
It's
it's
the
Dad.
man. What up, Dad?
Dude. What's up, man?
How are you guys?
No,
We're good. How are
man.
you?
Yeah, how are you?
I'm old and fat and tired.
I feel this.
Same.
I feel
God
it.
dang it, same. No, shout out to Dad for making it fucking happen for my man
For real.
Child Lock. Thank you, sir, for everything you do for your son. We need more like you out there.
You're like dad of the year every year.
Shout
I
out.
don't know about that nonsense, but
Dad of the year for sure.
he doesn't think that when we're busting his balls about not having his homework done.
Listen, I have 100.
Oh man, can we talk about
truth
this?
comes
The
out.
truth comes out. I want to play
Somebody needs to get him an F patch.
Yes.
F plus patch. F plus patch. Hey, do your homework. You go to Milsom's.
That's right.
And that's yeah.
That's right. That's how it's working out so far.
That's how it's working out.
You know
Yeah. What he does, he squeezes it all into like the 3 hours before we have to leave. And then he's like, "Look, hold on. I can go."
But we're gonna go anyway, Dad. So
Right.
yes,
Right.
Spend that $150 for the ticket, Dad. I can go.
exactly. You know what? Mowing lawns
Yeah.
needs to
Mowing
be
lawn.
Snow's coming.
Yeah. Shovel snow.
Driveways, sidewalks. Listen, you got 2022 planned out.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
They think you're gonna do work.
Oh, Mom's out here
Wow,
laying
this
it
just
down,
became
bro.
a roast session.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck Child Lock. That's what it is. No, I'm playing. I love you. I'm playing.
You guys, though, no, but like seriously, we were telling Child Lock, you are like the man.
Yes.
Like you showed up at Radio Silence
no.
and you just slept in the car. Like just we're going hard at it just for Child Lock to be able to play airsoft.
And you know
I
what?
think that's
Thank
freaking
you for
awesome.
that. No, seriously, thank you for that. I appreciate that. You were. That reminds me of my mother. What she
Right.
did at our local events.
Right.
What she did for us. So you know what? I respect. A lot of respect for you, man. Seriously.
Thanks, man.
And that's what y'all were saying like right after Radio Silence. It's y'all were just like, if we ever do like an actual live stream together, like there's been times where we just popped up on Instagram
Right.
Live or something like
Right.
that. Like we actually did a like a task force podcast like live stream, like an actual podcast that he needed to be on it.
And
Yeah.
and we can check that off the list.
That's
Yeah.
that's
Dude.
checked.
Now.
So
You know, I was racing BMX when I was his age. And my dad had died when I was a kid. And so I was actually raising all my money myself and finding rides to races and traveling and things like that. The only time my mom ever went anywhere with me was state championships. So mom went to 2 big races out of, dozens that I went to.
Right.
And I always thought, if my kid ever gets into anything like this and I can help it and can do something about it, I'd like to be involved. So I don't mind them. I enjoy the travel a little bit. I enjoy the community and the people that we meet.
Right.
One of the things that I love to do is be support,
Right.
So when the team, if we're playing with whether it's the Dev 6 guys or if we're playing with, the 1 Legion guys, I love going and making sure that there's hot food ready for them when they come off the field. And
that's what we were saying
and
at
the support staff thing. You know what I mean? You've got to have somebody behind the scenes to make sure all that stuff is done. And I enjoy doing those kinds of things. So,
well, see, like, we need to strap you up with a GAT, though.
Yeah, dude, we need to get you out there, man. Yeah.
This M110 will be perfect for him, huh?
Right.
Yeah,
All he's got to do is just hang out in the back, pick some people off.
Can we shout out real quick the family, whether it's your parents, grandparents, uncles, whatever, supporting the players, man.
Yeah.
If we don't have more people behind the players like that,
right?
Like, you know what? It hits me in a soft spot with him because it reminds me so much of mom.
Right.
Even though she can't go out and watch us anymore like she was able to,
right,
or anything like that. You know what? Man, you're making me feel like I'm hot.
I know,
I'm getting sweaty real quick. Like, so shout out
in the chat every show.
Right.
That's same type of support there.
So you know what, man? I appreciate you. There was no real father in my life. So seeing you do that for your son is just fucking top notch for me. So I appreciate that, bro. Shots to you.
Well, we did go down to Georgia for an event down there last month. And, I dropped him with some of the other guys from the team. They went into the hotel, and I thought, I'm just going to sleep in the car. Got to tell you, I only lasted till about 1 a.m. Well, I'm done with this. I went and got a hotel for a whole whopping 4 hours.
And that is the first time that he has ever gotten a hotel.
That's nuts.
And like all of these 40 hours or something like that, like he either sleeps in the tent or he sleeps in the truck or something like that. Just to go to these events.
Right.
And you know what? You to remember you're blessed, man. Seriously,
Yeah,
there's a lot of people that wish they had that behind them.
Make sure you pass it along too.
Right.
Like you have a great example.
You do.
So make sure you carry that with you.
I agree wholeheartedly.
It's different when you have it versus when you
don't have it. Yep.
It's totally different.
So shout out. What can we call you? We've always called you Child Lock's dad. We've always called you something. What do you have a call sign, or what would you prefer?
We just need to call him Pops.
Sign for him.
He needs to be Pops.
See, I've been called Hey You. I've been called lots of other things. I've said whatever you don't call me late for dinner. It really don't matter. Really doesn't matter.
I'm telling you, Pops is what it needs to be. Pops.
Call sign Pops.
Lately.
That's awesome. And it will be better. I know, Mom. It'll get there. So shout out, Dad. So, okay, now that you're here, you sleep in the car, you get 4 hours of hotel, you drive the Force for your son. What's it like for you going to events?
Right. That's a good question.
Events are cool. For me, the preparation thing, making sure you got all your stuff, to start with. So, because I don't get the luxury of running around on the field,
right?
I'm stuck sitting in the parking lot most of the time. But it's cool. One of the bonus things we happened to find was a portable hammock that's got a stand and everything. So I don't need trees and stretch it. So pull up, throw up the canopy, throw up the tables. So we've got places to set our stuff and work on our gear. And then once he's out, dude, stretch out in the hammock, grab a book, take a nap. It's quiet.
Easy life. It is quiet.
Right. It's like an escape, like a camping trip.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. That's really good. It's good that you're finding your own enjoyment while he's out there just slaying bodies.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's I'm a golf course superintendent. I've got 400 acres and $1.5 million worth of budget and 25 guys running around wanting to know what to do. And it's one thing to be the boss. It's something completely different when you can turn everything else off and just stretch out in the hammock and read the book and only need something when he rolls in off the field like, Dad, dude, I'm hungry.
Right.
So he was telling us about your 5-star cooking.
Yes.
Tell me about the whole tailgate setup you got going on.
The tailgate setup. So I enjoy smoking stuff.
Yeah.
And I have a couple of Green Mountain smoking grills. Green Mountain Grills makes a little one called the Davy Crockett that can run right off of your truck, plugged in. It's a pellet grill. It's a pretty sweet cookout, you know, and I've done everything from a full-size turkey to hamburgers. Dude, if you've never had smoked hamburgers,
those hamburgers.
Smoked hamburgers, bro. I would have never even guessed.
smoked hamburgers. So, a lot of people don't, you know, we cooked some burgers on the Weber tonight, and they were pretty tight, but smoked burgers, you know, meat's only got to get to 165 to be done.
Right.
A lot of people cook their burgers till they're, you know, hockey pucks. No, dude, stick that temp gauge in there, 165, they're done. Pull them off the grill. They're juicy and lots of flavor, and they're killer.
You know what?
So,
We need a restaurant from this man.
I don't even need to go to an event. I just want to show up at Childlock's house.
Exactly. Yeah.
We can shoot each other in the backyard, whatever.
Yeah.
We got the room.
we've got the room.
We've got the room.
We live in a pretty sweet neighborhood that one of the things that they did when they built the community was they built all of these wildlife corridors mixed through it.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
While we have people that live behind us, we have a little strip of woods between us and them. And that's all throughout the community as a whole. So we've got a lot of deer, some bear and foxes and, you know, other stuff that move through there that we see on a fairly regular basis. So you might get looks from a couple of people looking out their backyard, but yeah, you can shoot each other in the leg.
And our closest neighbors on either side know that I play airsoft, so like
That's
Yeah.
badass.
Yeah, there you go.
I have like 7 miles between my next neighbor.
I mean, like, the only thing I would be worried about is, like, I'd be walking through the woods, like, is there a bear? Because, like, I mean, in Kansas, we don't
get
like, the worst we've
rabbits.
got is a coyote,
No, we've had
cougar, maybe.
cougars in the city. Yeah, we've had
I mean,
some
like,
cougers. Yeah,
it's pretty rare, like, super rare.
yeah. South Broadway women stay away. But anyway,
But
no, that's
bear, no. No, I've never gone camping and been like, you know what? I should probably hang my food.
Yes. So we have done that here. Gone camping and had to shinny up a tree to leave our food way up high to keep it out of there. So,
that's nuts,
No, I'll sleep
Yes.
with a sandwich.
dude. I will sleep with my food and on it through the night. So, as a dad who takes his son out to play some airsoft, what is the best experience you've had with him in airsoft?
the best experience, honestly, is the riding to and from. Because on
okay.
the way to, he's talking all about the AO that we're going to see, and on the way from, all he's talking about is the AO that he just experienced.
Yeah,
So-
dude.
or I'm
So
watching the
the
back of my
stories.
eyelids.
Honestly, he hasn't slept that much. This last AO was like the middle of nowhere, West Virginia, and I mean middle of nowhere. And there was zero reception on his phone the entire time. So once we got to reception area, his face was glued, and he was posting pictures and responding to chats and worrying about his streaks.
Right, his streaks.
Right.
So, but this last one was in, middle of nowhere, West Virginia. It's middle of nowhere. As the crow flies, we probably could have been there in about an hour. But because West Virginia, everything's either across the ridges or in the valleys, it took us almost 4 hours to get there.
Shit.
So you've got to go up and come around. And the rest of the teams that we were running into all said, "Oh man, this was close for you," and it was still not close for us.
We were
Right.
in the state. We were in the state, and we were farther away than people who were out of the state.
Yes.
Like they were just like, "Oh, it's only 2.5 hours for us. Like, why weren't you here sooner?" And I was like, "'Cause it was like 4 hours for us." So
Yeah.
So my biggest question, sorry to interrupt, is when are you gonna just suit up and run with your boy?
Suit up and run with the boy. Well, the old body is betraying me a little at the moment.
Fair.
So I've got another back surgery, and once we get that, kind of cleared up back together, that might work. So
that then will be done by then. So.
now,
Right.
the
I
M110.
was gonna say that's what you need. Is you need that 110, and you need that little tripod folding chair. Just make child lock strap it to the back of his plate carrier, and then wherever you're like, you know what, I think this is the spot. Make him unclip it and give it to you. Prop it and just sit.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
awesome, man. Hey, you know what? Shout out to the family members that keep the boys rolling.
So I only got one question, and then we'll let you get back to doing what you were doing. But
Football game.
my question is, at what point did you know that he was hooked to this?
Oh, dude, he was hooked to this before he ever played the first time.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah, totally. So
Funny thing is he was actually, before I even started playing, he was against me even playing it because he knew how expensive it was going to be.
yes,
He wouldn't buy me my first airsoft gun.
nope.
He would not. So like it was about 2 years straight of begging him to let me go play airsoft that I just convinced my mom to get me my first airsoft gun.
Fair. But
And-
do you regret it though? Do you regret, you know what? This turned out to be an awesome thing. Like, do you ever regret letting him play airsoft?
No, I don't. No, I regret the pellets that are on the carpet of the room here where we're sitting that my knees are on. 'Cause they're everywhere. And that was actually one of the leverage things. I was like, we are totally not buying an airsoft gun because I don't want to see pellets all over my yard and in my carpet. And guess what? They're all over my yard. And
Trust me. I know.
But the boy was hooked before he even played. And what it is that, he came across that said, hey, this is something for you, I have no idea. But I do remember the first time we took him and dropped him off and let him play. And he wanted to go back the next weekend and the next weekend and the next weekend.
That's
and,
all she wrote.
It led to him meeting some guys and being mentored from the way he, to the way that he plays. And he's met some really cool people and some really cool guys, young guys, but older guys too.
Right.
Who have been able to mentor him and kind of lead him and guide him. And he's learned a lot. Mm-hmm. And when we show up to events and they're like, who are you with? And I'm like, well, Child Lock's my kid. And they're like, oh.
Yeah. Oh, my fault, dude. My fault. Yeah, we know him.
So, he's making a name, which is great.
Yeah.
But you've got to have the play to back up, notoriety. And he gets in and he's aggressive and he's enjoys playing, but he's learned a lot from his mentors, and they're what have made him that way.
Right.
So,
well, even at Radio Silence, when he wasn't in the fight because his gun went down, like he was still out there hustling on the backside, on the leadership side of it, and that was really cool to see.
Yeah, I was about to say that last day, like I was a medic, but I was also in charge of communications for the Cerberus's technical.
Right.
So I was just walking around with a radio in my hand, just.
Could we just say an amazing young man?
He really is. He really
honestly.
Is. So you have done a good job, sir.
Thank you. Honestly. Thank you. And shout out Mom, wherever she may be, for letting this man play some airsoft against Dad Rule, He brought a lot
we enjoy it. She actually has traveled with us a little. She went with us down to Greensboro. But that's the area of the country where she's originally from.
Right.
So we swung in, we chilled, we hung out with the team. Then when they went out to play, we jumped in the car and ran around and, went and saw her sisters and checked in with her parents and did those things. So Mom enjoys going when she can.
Right.
Well,
that's awesome.
Shout out to going, though.
Yeah. But no, thank you for stopping in and being a part of it, and we'll let you get back to your football.
Yeah, man.
I'm glad Child Lock flagged it down, but I can't wait till we get to run into you and hopefully get to have some smoked burgers.
Yes. You want burgers, I want a handshake. We know where we're going with this.
Well, if we plan it right, one of my favorite things to smoke is actually pork tenderloin.
Even more in.
So fuck Child Lock. I need some pork tenderloin. That's what it is.
I would choose not to go to an event if I had some pork tenderloin.
I think you just screwed up.
Yeah, you just messed up right there, dude. So thank you.
Yeah, man. We marinated in a pineapple, sweet pineapple brown sugar marinade, and then for 2 or 3 days. Then throw it on the smoker for some hours and pull it off. And then I make a pineapple brown sugar sauce that you can put, or you can do it with apple too. The wife made some applesauce and eat it with that. Dude, it's terrible. You wouldn't like it.
Mom, pack your bags. We're fucking leaving. Like literally, Virginia. I'll find a job in Virginia, I promise. But we got to go get some. So why don't you start a restaurant?
Right.
Like for real. Why don't we?
Oh, that's a tough industry to get into. I thought golf was tough. So.
Hell yeah, man. That's awesome. So, honestly, though,
back.
No, do
Sounds
your thing,
good.
man. Like, I don't know, man. It's hard to find parents or like guardians who support the whole
Right.
airsoft thing
agree.
and it's an awesome outlet for them, I would assume, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It is. I got to tell you, BMX really kept me out of trouble when I was his age. You know, single parent, single home family, or single parent family, and I could have been running around getting in trouble with all my other guys. And we had practice or races on Tuesday, Thursday, and then Saturday, Sunday too. And the local airsoft fields are taking those kids that would be out getting in trouble at those time frames and putting them on the field, letting them shoot each other instead at the same time. So our local field does Saturday, Sunday, and then they do Tuesday night games too. While it's a little far for us to try and make a Tuesday night, the Saturday and Sunday is definitely,
Right.
worth getting out there. And it's a good field that's well run. Respect for other people and just out there to have a good time is what they're pushing. And it's a lot of fun. It's really receiving for beginners as well as there for very, very advanced people too. And so those divvy up teams so that everybody can have fun. The beginners aren't just getting slaughtered right away.
Right.
And it's a cool setup, and it's a good way to go.
That's awesome, man.
That's awesome. It really is. I really can't. I really can't tell you enough how cool it is
Yes.
that you support him and the fact that you are willing to travel. Because like I grew up playing hockey, and it was just me and my grandmother, and she used to travel around with me and take me to all my hockey games. And at some point in time, it's like you start to realize like how much of a pain it really is for your parents to travel and how much time they have just to figure out to do what they want to do for this time that they're somewhere where they can't even do anything. You know what I mean? Like it really is a lot of sacrifice. So I can't tell you how cool it really is.
When I was racing, my mom used to, most of the time I would ride to the track from our house, which was probably a 6 or 7 mile ride. No big deal, right? You're BMX racing, you're doing all that pedaling anyway. One night she took me and dropped me at the track and went to find a washing machine. Now, we're talking, 1988, something like that. I fell and wrecked real hard, broke my collarbone, dislocated my shoulder, and I had to get in an ambulance to go to the hospital, and they couldn't touch me or do anything until they could get in touch with her.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah.
So we don't have that problem. Dad goes and stays. But when I go, I plan.
Right.
I read a book or take, right now is budget time for the next year. So I took my computer and some other stuff, and I spent my whole afternoon just working on budgeting things. Well, he went out and played. And
it's quiet too.
it's quiet, Yeah.
Damn, so that almost seconds as a vacation for you, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Because for the 9 or 10 hours they're out playing, you don't have to worry about shit.
Right.
Nope.
That's awesome, dude.
That does make things very easy.
Remember this, okay?
Listen, now there's no excuses for not driving to events.
That's right.
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 It's vacation for him. You get to go play. It's your outlet, whether you're pissed off about school or your buddy or whatever. Like, it's sick, man. And like your father said, though, you are making a name for yourself. You're starting to, later, Kevin, have a good night. You're starting to make a name for yourself. You join a new team. You're growing up. You're being a great young man. You're following some good fucking footsteps, in my opinion, So I see a bright future for you, man, and it's going to be freaking sick. And I hope whether it's airsoft or whatever you do, I know you're going to do well at it. You got a good backing.
Right. Not even just in airsoft, but also the leadership qualities and stuff
Right.
you learn from airsoft
Yeah.
are very applicable to the workforce even later on in life. So
Yeah.
very
Absolutely.
exciting.
Absolutely. We may be at the Milsom West event in Georgia in December. So if you guys decide to come across, let me know. I'll make sure you're hooked up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's when hanging in the parking lot's cool.
Yeah.
I might just show up for you, not to play.
You're playing? No, I just came for the
I came
parking
for the
lot.
food and the hammock. The hammock sounds saucy to me.
Yeah, no, this will be an event where if you want to just hang out in the parking lot, you'll have ample opportunity to do that because
Yep.
it's 40 hours straight. So
God. Can you imagine working a whole work week in one weekend? Like playing like we did at Grimnir? Like like that's crazy to think.
Work is easy when it's fun.
Work is easy when it's
There you go.
I don't know. Work's work for my bitch ass knees, bro. Okay, because I got bad knees. So like that's just. But anyway. Dude, I don't know. This has been such awesome. I got to speak to Dad, the man who runs the show,
right?
The man who helps provide everything with his wife, and to provide Child Lock with such a great young life,
right?
And I hope he can progress better into that. That'd be sick.
Man.
So
no, again, thank you for stopping in here and being a part of it. We're very excited for it.
I am. Yo, hook me up. I'll be at the NATO parking lot. So shitting is going to be in the NATO parking lot. Call out Dad. He'll get you some food. So, yeah, I don't know, dude. I'm blown away. I'm gold.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's up to you.
It's been awesome.
It is. Thank you, sir, for everything you do. Child Lock, keep doing what you're doing. You're beautiful. You're awesome. And we'll see you guys next weekend. He is beautiful. Look at the man.
He's good looking.
He is. And it's 2021. Get over it.
But either way, we appreciate you guys coming on, and we appreciate everybody who watched the show this week.
Yes.
And of course, next weekend there will not be an episode because we will be at Conquest of Avalon,
in Texas,
down in Waxahachie, Texas. If you guys are there, please stop by the KWA booth where we will be at, along with some of our Task Force merch. So if you want to pick up some Task Force from the Mud t-shirts, we'll actually have those with us. And I got nothing else.
You guys should stick around.
Yeah.
Because when this is
we'll have
over,
an after party chat.
Yes.
So, but as for the show, we love you guys, but you guys got to go. So we'll see you guys.
Thank you, Child Lock. Thank you, Child Lock's dad and family for joining. And we'll see you guys next time.
Yes.